Nowadays, it seems that there's always a new online horror shtick. Backrooms, dreamcore, analog horror, any kind of horror adjacent internet aesthetic, really. One of those aesthetics is using the older side of the internet as a whole to create appealing 90s and early 2000s visuals. But I haven't really seen anybody try horror inspired by the late 2000s era. I mean, I have, but it never actually feels like those small and pretty cheap indie horror games we all saw on YouTube. That's probably because they were all kinda stupid. Seriously, Slendy Tubbies must be the dumbest thing that got popular on YouTube. Wait, holy fuck, there's 7 Slendy Tubbies games? Who is making these? And so this all led me to look back at the weird thing that scared us when we were kids. Just to get back into this sort of vibe I can't really experience anywhere else. Ao Oni. Anyone remember this ancient artifact of RPG Maker history? Nah, but seriously, this game was weirdly groundbreaking at the time, even though it's not that scary looking back. This game follows a boy named Hiroshi Uzumaki and his group of friends who visit a haunted mansion and shenanigans ensue. That's kind of the whole premise and story actually, at least on the surface. I mean, I'm sure there's probably lore behind all of this with like experiments in the mansion, but I don't really care to be honest. Nah, what's really interesting is this goofy motherfucker. God, I don't know how, but this face scared everyone back in the day. Even though it's kind of weird looking, I love it. Yes, it's crude and poorly edited, but it really differentiates itself from the rest of the game's art style. Look at all these anime characters and all the pixel art, and then you have this chasing you down. It was scary as a kid, really. And if I'm being 100% honest here, this would not have gained a fraction of its popularity if not for the man himself, the Blue Demon. Even though he's purple. I remember this room in the game, which was this sort of prison cell with a bunch of different Aonis. One had tentacles, the other was just a blob, and then you have this ripped guy lifting weights, and why is this in a horror game? Also, let's not forget the chase music, which is literally just one string played over and over again until you escape the guy. Which was actually scary to me, but it could have totally been just infuriating and annoying to some people. Hey, and did you know I only got a remake this year too? I haven't played it myself, though I have seen some footage, and it seems the game is fairly different. It expands on the original. You know, it also expands on the original too. The hundreds of thousands of sequels and prequels and remakes and books and merch and movies? Yeah, so apparently Aoni has a gigantic fan base, it seems. And I'm not kidding. There's an endless stream of fan games that are reboots, sequels, alternative stories. It is wild. I think it would genuinely take me 5 hours to make one video essay where I could document all these games. And yes, there is a movie, and it looks...
Shun-kun, 助けて。ミカだけど。
really bad. The monsters are genuinely so ugly, and the CGI is just horrible, man. I don't know what the story is about, but I can guess it's probably similar to the game. There's also an Aoni manga and 2 animes. There's a movie adaptation of the manga, I think, and it seems interesting. And the other has this cute chibi art style, which has me so confused. Seriously, I have so many questions about this. What is this? Actually, I did find the first episode online, so let me watch it for a second. This is the most unhinged thing I've seen in a long time. Okay, wait. So, the premise is pretty simple. 3 to 4 minute episodes, same intro with the characters entering the haunted mansion, but the Aoni arrives and kills all the characters in a horrible, gory way. He ripped the guy's head off and hanged the other in episode 1, and it's played for laughs. To be honest, it was funny in a kind of stupid and satirical way, but still funny. The best part of it was the terrible English dub, which sounds like it got recorded on a Discord call. This fucking video is so weird and absolutely terrifying. It was posted around 2008 and reposted again and again, and the original meaning of the video was at one point completely lost and surrounded in so much misinformation. The video starts off with a man splashing water on his face. He then puts on clay to cover himself completely. The clay face gets more and more distorted and monster-like as the video pursues, and the man looks pretty unwell too, splashing water, acting incoherently, moaning even. It is a strange video, but I and many others didn't just see this video on its own, but actually read the creepypasta about it and then watched the video. As to how good the creepypasta is, I think it holds up pretty well compared to other creepypastas of the time. The name of it is Gateway of the Mind. Let me just refresh your minds a little bit and read the creepypasta. Don't worry, it won't be too long. In 1983, a group of scientists theorized that a human could communicate with God if all his senses were removed. An elderly man who claimed to have nothing left to live for was the only test subject to volunteer. Although the test subject remained full muscular function, he could not see, hear, taste, smell, or feel. After 6 days, the man cried that he could hear his dead wife speak to him, and even more, he could communicate back. The subject started naming the scientist's dead relatives. He repeated personal information to them that only their dead spouses and parents would have known. After a week of conversing with the deceased through his thoughts, the subject became distressed, saying the voices were overwhelming. Apparently, in every waking moment, his consciousness was being bombarded by hundreds of voices that refused to leave him alone. He frequently threw himself against the wall, trying to elicit a pain response, and begged the scientist for sedatives so he could escape the voices by sleeping. After another day, the subject could no longer form coherent sentences. Seemingly mad, he started to bite off chunks of flesh from his arm. The scientist rushed into the test chamber and restrained him to a table so he could not kill himself. Eventually, he turned his head and, despite his blindness, made focused eye contact with a scientist for the first time in the study. He whispered, "I have spoken with God, and He has abandoned us." And only then his vital signs stopped. Honestly, I love this creepypasta so much. Now, what does that have to do with the video? I don't know. Probably nothing really. It's more just linking a video that's a man acting mad with a story of a man acting mad, and that's kind of just it. But the video's creepy nonetheless. The man really acts crazy, switching from methodical to mad. My favorite moment of this video illustrates that pretty well. After a slow beginning, where the man puts the clay on his face and dots his eyes, he suddenly cuts himself in the clay to create a mouth. I think it's a really disturbing moment where you think for a second that the guy might have actually cut himself, seeing the red trail it leaves on the side of his face and him screaming. But it's only really believable because of the abysmal quality this has. 240p max. Now, the truth behind this video is that it was posted 16 years ago by a performative artist named Olivier de Sagazan, and this guy has made so much more than this video. A lot of the other short films he's done has the same clayface people. Sometimes it's very similar with him putting on the clay on his face and painting it. Other times it's with different actors, and the videos are really unique. I recommend anybody who's interested in his work to go check him out. His stuff is truly unique and creepy in its own way.
Hello. I like rusty spoons. I like to touch them. The feeling of rust against my salad fingers is almost orgasmic.
Salad fingers. This one creeped me out so bad when I was younger. I think it's one of those rare old school horror videos I discovered by myself on my own. It wasn't because of some let's play or a creepypasta. YouTube just recommended it to me for some reason and it traumatized the shit out of me. It's honestly kinda crazy just how much I remember of it. Like the child screaming or salad fingers tasting his little hand puppets.
Marjorie Stewart Baxter, you taste like sunshine dust.
Or even him hallucinating one of the puppets later on. It's crazy because I thought I wouldn't have watched it the whole way through because I was so scared, but I guess I decided to torture myself as a kid. Anyways, this series is Newgrounds kinda old. It released in 2004, which is 2 years before Tankman, the logo of Newground, even existed. All the other content I talk about came out in 2008 or so this is top notch of old horror online content. This series of videos features the character, Salad Fingers, touching and stroking rusty objects, especially spoons, and encountering strange creatures in a deserted wasteland. It's pretty clear that the main character is mentally unwell. He sometimes becomes very aggressive or sad for small things. He doesn't seem to understand the world around him, so he creates his own, talking to his own hand puppets because of his almost complete isolation and even hurting himself because
I like it when the red water comes out.
the atmosphere is very hard to describe. It is weird, confusing, even scary, but also funny and stupid at times. The world is even more incomprehensible. We only get glimpses of the rest of the world outside of Salad Fingers' house, but it's never anything special. You could go with a basic theory of it being the real world but after a nuclear wasteland, considering everyone seems a bit cuckoo and that France exists.
Hello. Today I'm going to try and find France.
But knowing David Firth, the creator, and his work, I can guess that the world is just like that. In Sock 6, a cow literally bullies a boy and then they go watch a murder and decide to fuck, and then the boy kills the cow and laughs and then he goes to prison, okay? Shit just happens sometimes. It's all metaphorical, okay? Okay. I think one of the creepiest episodes is the one where he meets the little girl who seems to be the only nice and non-violent person Salad Fingers encounters. Even the ones in his minds are still aggressive and creepy. Since the girl stays silent for the most of the episode, Salad Fingers makes up lines for the girl like it's a dialogue.
It's simply delicious, replied Mabel.
At one point, a crow steals one of his rusty spoons, but he just laughs it off with the girl. It's the first time in the show that he seems so happy. Until the girl speaks.
I think he likes spoons too. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong, Mr. Finger? Do you not like my mouth words? Naughty mouth.
I love this scene so much. There's so many things to interpret from this one scene. It's really all up to how you view the character and what he represents. Now, just before I start spouting my own theory, I don't know much about mental health, nor about David Firth's mental health, so take this segment with a very big grain of salt. For me, it's pretty clear that Salad Fingers is probably a representation of severe mental illness. He seems to have bipolar and hallucinatory episodes. When the girl stays silent, Salad Fingers invents dialogue for her, as if it were a book. He genuinely believes that this is what she is saying, but when the girl actually talks, it totally breaks him out of his episode. All his imaginary world and the lies he made for himself during his isolation crumbles. The words of the girl keep playing in his head as he sits there, contemplating the unreality he's created for himself and lived in for who knows how long at this point. If you still haven't watched the show, watch it. It's so weird and I love it for that. Also, the series is still ongoing. The last episode came out a year ago or so. Check it out, they're all awesome and really well done.
What are you doing? Turn it back on.
It's not me. I can't.
Turn the bloody lights on! What is wrong? What? No! Turn! What are you doing?
The No Through Road. This one is a classic. It's sad because it has really been forgotten, and I hope I can shine at least a little bit of light on this series that predates Marble Hornets. I'm already drawing a comparison between the two, which will be clearer why in a few minutes. Alright, let's take a look at the first video. It starts off with text explaining that on December 15th, 2008, 4 17-year-olds went missing and were later found dead in their car. A camcorder was found and the footage was taken by the police forces and released to the public to see if anybody could help find clues as to what happened that night. The video starts with the group of guys goofing around and driving back home. The tape seems heavily damaged and sometimes plays older videos on top of this one, as though brighter days were left behind. Everything stays light-hearted until they ride in a tunnel with the sign No Through Road. Afterwards, they pass by another sign of a town named Bennington, which they don't recognize. They also see this dead rabbit on the road, which seems to have died not long ago. One of the boys decides to go outside when he sees something outside.
Get back in! What's what? What? What's the matter? What? What the fuck's the matter? What the hell? What's up? Stop being a brick, man. This isn't funny.
Oh, there was someone, and he was like wearing some sort of mask.
They try to keep everything fun, but it's clear that they're all pretty distressed. As they continue to drive, they come across a sign. It points to a town, Bennington.
We just got in a little circle, so Bennington's in the middle. That's all it is. Bennington is to the.
We've been going in a straight line.
No, we haven't. It's been left. I swear. Absolutely swear. We didn't take any turns. No, it doesn't matter. The road is curved. Relax, man.
No, it's.
Do you want to go to Bennington to prove it? Do we turn
Stop saying man. It's like that's like your fucking.
Why not?
Oh, come. No, I'm turning the camera off.
After driving for a long time, they see the sign for a third time. Clearly, something isn't right here. They haven't done a single turn and have been going in a straight line, yet this sign persists. One of the guys suggests to put something on the radio to try and calm themselves down a little bit.
Put the radio on.
Yeah, might as well. Hang on a sec, I can't get the seat ready.
What is this? Oh, it's like the scariest thing ever. What station was that?
Pirate FM.
I don't know. It's never been.
It was Pirate. That was.
And that was definitely not a very normal station either. As the tension seems to reach a climax, all of the guys being panicked and confused, they finally encounter street lamps, new roads, and even another car driving by. They finally made it out of the loop. That's when one of them decides to turn the light off as a joke, and when he turns them back on,
Turn the lights on.
What the fuck?
How did we get here? We were just on the phone.
Just reverse, Ollie. Reverse, go on.
What do we do?
then, well, why don't I just show you what happened?
What are we doing? Turn it back on.
It's not me. I can't.
Turn the bloody lights on.
What? No! Turn! What are you turning it on? Fucking idiot!
You can't see me. I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. No, please! No! Please! 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 No! 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 Dog. Hand lid. Fart. Beans. Cool.
Straight up, this is my favorite subject of this video. The actors are incredibly believable because the lines were probably all improvised, which feels so authentic and real. The chaos of them speaking over each other more and more as the tension rises until the climax of the video just hits you with such an intense and stressful scene. It is so simple yet executed perfectly as a short little one-off video skit. But that's not what it is. It's a series, and it's not very good. I do not like No Free Road 2, nor do I like all the other. It's clear that they got pretty inspired by Marble Hornets to turn this one video into a series, but I think that inspiration just kind of made them lose their own style. First off, the pacing is so much slower, and the audio is extremely quiet, making parts like this
Stop buffering, so I've lost all signal. Check.
almost inaudible. Also, the music is gone. Yeah, the really creepy tune that played on the radio, not a thing anymore. But now the camera gets corrupted. So unique. The acting for these is also way more dramatic and boring, if I'm being honest. The characters don't really react as intensely as they did in the first video. For example, here's the character's reaction to the strange song on the radio in the first video.
Put the radio on.
Yeah, might as well. Hang on a sec, Ollie, I can't get the signal.
What is this?
Oh, it's like the scariest thing ever.
What station was that?
Now here's the reaction to a creepy staticky phone call they get in a later episode.
Hello?
Who was it?
I don't know, it was just a withheld number.
What did they say?
Didn't say anything.
And not to shit on a decade-old series, but it's just really disappointing considering the first one was so good, well-paced, and was actually terrifying. Also, the story. I can't tell you what it's even about. Seriously, it's that confusing. 3 years later, two of the guys drive back home and get stuck on the road again. Even though the first one said that they all died, but yeah, whatever. They then find Steve, one of their friend who was said to have died, but he's standing right there. That one's not a continuity error, it's actually explained later. He says that he's been here for a couple of hours, while in reality it had been 3 years since they saw him. Clearly there's some sort of time loop going on here. No for Road 4, the last one, is where I just can't be bothered to understand more. They entered this house where there's a bunch of masks, dolls, and candles, and they decide to take some of the masks. Afterwards, the group sees their own car with them inside, reenacting what happened in the first video. James decides to put on a mask and walks away. Because reasons? I think he says why he leaves, but I cannot hear what he's saying. At the end of the video, Steve decides he's gonna save his past self, but his past self kills him thinking he was the killer. Then a jump scare from the masked man and the video cuts. I've tried to understand what was going on for so long to find any theory, but any explanation is missing details, especially with the retcons of the first video. If you want to take a crack at understanding it, go ahead. All of it's on YouTube and they're all 10 minutes or less, so you won't be wasting much time. Even though they're flawed, they're still very fun to watch. But that's the point, isn't it? Coming back to these old horror videos, I realized why they hold a special place in our hearts. It's their flaws. You don't know who made these creepy online videos. I assume most of us saw these videos once and never researched who created them. I mean, most of us were kids, of course we didn't, but that created an atmosphere around them. When you looked back on these, you didn't think they were ARGs or analog horror that required a 10-hour video essay to get a deeper understanding. They simply existed, with no creator to associate the content with. It blurred the line between what is shown and what the creator intended. If you were to believe Salad Fingers wasn't made to be uncomfortable and that the creator was just crazy, it would make this series so much more ominous. That's what made them so creepy and so memorable to this day. Hey guys, thanks for watching this all the way through. I'm glad I was able to grab your attention for this long on my first video, because it is my first video. I'll do other videos on horror and internet art in general, but I might try out some other things and I hope you'll like them. This video turned out way longer than I expected, and I hope y'all didn't think I rambled on for too long, but I'm really glad with how it turned out. I hope you enjoyed the video too, and I'll see you in another one. Goodbye!